Come gather ye friends round your flickering bonfires and listen to tales of exploding, barking, a health and safety nightmare. Set aside that slice of parking that you shove in your face all once a year and raise a glass of hot cider to us, your storytellers.
Barking skies? Exploding dogs? Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Bob?
If you're plotting what I'm plotting, Tombo.
Yes! On that one normal night of the year when we, on this completely stable island, set fire to an effigy of a guy.
Who, with a bunch of other guys,
wasted lots of money failing to blow up a rich guy.
Guys, what is this incoherent nonsense? It sounds expensive.
Well, Pear Bear, it's a powder party.
Oh, alas, those days are gone for the silly History Boys shoe.
Well, we still have each other.
Indeed we do, Bilbo, and it's not nearly enough. So, the year is 1605, and the big event, well, the big non-event, as it turns out to be.
Oh, come on, Peeb. Spoilers?
Spoilers? It's a famous one, Bilbo. Remember, the 5th of November. That was a poem about it. Just now? In Quintim Novembris? On the 5th of November, by John Milton.
Oh, well, John is a very common poet's name, and there's a lot of famous Novembers,
such as...
Rain.
Nice.
The Hunt for
The
Red...
Hunt for Red November, come on, man!
It's the Hunt for Red October. You've gone too far. Roll it back.
Roll it back indeed. And that's what we needs do. Back 71 years, in fact.
I knew exactly what you were doing, Peabody. I set them up. You knocked them down.
Shut up, Bilbo.
Yes, Peabody.
The events of 1605 could not happen without us travelling back to 1534, or mid-afternoon if you prefer.
The year when Henry VIII would split from Rome.
Joan? Ooh, is she that mysterious possible seventh wife I've just now this minute been Googling?
Rome, not Joan. Henry split with the Catholic Church in Rome. And stop Googling, you know it's bad for you.
Yes, I do, sorry.
Henry VIII, like Bilbo, is obsessed with male heirs.
It's true. Baldness terrifies me.
Heirs, not... never mind. For the purposes of this next bit, you're obsessed with men getting what they're owed, okay?
Okay, man's game. Got it.
Team Tudor. A big ask if you're a firstborn girl. Well, any girl, really. As a royal woman, you will spend most of your time riding the bench only to be superseded by your brother. When, and if, he transfers in.
This is the beautiful game. The Game of Thrones. Man's game, innit?
Henry was annoyed that Catherine of Aragon, his first wife, had only bore him Mary.
Game's gone. What sort of name is Mary for a king?
Mary was female. You know, those dudes who are the opposites of what you like. The ones who win football tournaments.
Careful, I'm teetering on the edge of full gammon here.
And that's what Henry did.
Believing that his lack of a son was a punishment from God for marrying his brother's wife.
Henry hooked Aragon at half-time in favour of Anne Boleyn, who he thought would give him a son.
Which annoyed Rome, as this was not the way things were done.
I will not have our beautiful Game of Thrones dictated to us by foreigners. Henry's the king and he's male. Right, we can split from the church in Rome and get it done. Now this heavenly hoodoo is sorted, we can get on with having a king.
In 1533, to Henry, Anne Boleyn bore Elizabeth.
Good solid name. A name for a man's man. Oh, wait, you said what?
Elizabeth.
Ah, another own goal.
So much like the insane gammon doubling down on conspiracy theories and scampi fries, Henry ends his relationship with Anne Boleyn. And also ends Anne's relationship with Living. Here's the famous one, folks, and it's a rough ride for poor Anne Boleyn.
She held hands with her brother, in the biblical sense.
Oh, come on, you know that's not true.
Yeah, but I've seen little Tommy Cromwell's YouTube. He makes a lot of sense.
Shut up, you freak!
Cromwell was right. You're trying to silence me.
No, that's Podbean and all the other podcast platforms.
And then Jane Seymour, the third wife substituted on, gives birth to Edward in 1537.
Finally! And with that, suddenly Seymour is my favourite.
Henry's too. The only one of his wives to be given a queen's funeral.
And there was a lot of queens needing funerals during the reign of Henry VIII, if you know what I'm saying.
Whoa, let me stop you there. You can all stop sipping your cool glasses of Coca-Cola and listen. I will not have a great man like Henry besmirched in such a fashion. I have churlishly thrown my weight behind this psycho, and no reasonably thought-out opposition or boatload of logic will break through my bizarre hubris. Now, if he says girls are rubbish, then girls are... Actually, can I stop this? I could do with less sweaty meat in my life as it is. I thought we were doing something about, gunpowder.
We are, but we need to lay the foundation for the Church of England versus Rome.
Protestants versus Catholics.
Catholic discontent and the pressure within the country at the time.
Oh, got it. So, Henry VIII, I'm going to say leaning towards Protestant.
He literally started this whole thing for Nookie.
And he probably wasn't even that serious about it. It is even said that Henry's fundamental beliefs never changed.
There's something very familiar about all this.
What about his son, Edward VI? Now, if his dad Henry was Catholic all along, then surely...
Edward VI threw himself into the new religion with gusto.
Oh.
And the screw began to turn on the Catholics. New prayer books were printed, and priests were told they couldn't wear their banging threads anymore.
Those dowdy Protestants!
And these new priests were allowed to have normal and totally healthy nighttime hobbies.
And even marry.
What is the world coming to? Next you're going to tell me I can't buy my way into heaven with good deeds and prayers. And money. Don't forget money.
You can't, Bilbo. Predestination is in, and we've all decided you're going to hell.
No! Save me, Queen Mary I.
Well, you original sinners are in luck, Bilbo, because Queen Mary I, first child of Henry VIII, she rules in 1553. Now she's queen, and she's swinging straight back to Catholicism.
And by swinging, we mean burning.
Burning Protestants under the new heresy laws and making a name for herself.
Bloody Mary. Uncle Bilbo's breakfast pick-me-up.
Oh no, I didn't want this. I only wanted my priests to be lonely and maladjusted, albeit with easy access to a fabulous wardrobe. Burning isn't a good look for Catholics.
You're kidding? We live for this.
I don't. I haven't been Catholic for ages.
You still are. You can never leave.
Oh no! Save me, Queen Elizabeth I.
Did someone say moderate Protestantism?
Not me! Thank God it was you who had to pronounce it.
1558, and Elizabeth is queen.
In 1559, the Act of Supremacy firmly placed the Church of England as the top dog in the yard, with Queen Elizabeth holding the leash.
Oh, as a Catholic, I'm not sure about this.
Neither was some of the more extreme Puritans. They wanted a return to the days of Edward VI and his mates.
So the reign of Queen Elizabeth rolls on as the 17th century dawns.
But, fortunately for Catholics, Elizabeth is not a religious nutjob. All she asks is that her religious laws are strictly followed.
Make me.
The summer of 1602. Baddesley Clinton Manor House, Warwickshire, England.
Father Garnet! Father Henry Garnet! Where is that priest? Oh, for the love of... Marco!
Polo. Oh, you found me, rats. Good show, Annivo. Ooh, that rhymes.
Father, what is the point of these drills if you're going to give yourself away? But have no fear, Father Garnet. There are plenty more priest holes.
And I must commend you on those holes, me lady. Since I landed on these shores, I have experienced many a Catholic nook, and yours are, by far, the cranniest.
I need no commendation, Father. I am merely performing my duty as you are yours, risking your life on behalf of our Lord and His Holiness in Rome.
Well, Mass won't say itself. Any chance we get to undermine the bland Protestant regime of Queen Elizabeth is totally worth it.
Each fine we incur for refusing their church is worth it.
It takes a brave heart, full of the love of our Lord, to refuse them, milady.
I'll pray to that.
In nomine Patris.
Open up! This is a raid!
Oh no! Fine collectors! Father, quick! Back in the hole!
But I'm still praying.
Now, Father!
Et Filii Spiritus Sanctus, Amen.
Get him out, you Catholic dog. That was the loudest amen I've ever heard.
No, that was me. I really like to make sure God is listening. Wait, Robert Catesby, is that you?
Ha 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 ha! They don't get much past you, Cousin Anne. Yes, it's me, Robert Catesby. How go the drills, fair cousin?
Oh, Robert, you rotter! The drills? You tell me.
That good, eh? Marco!
Polo. Rats.
Father?
Hello, Robert. How goes it?
It goes incredibly stressfully, Father. May I remind you that England is at war?
Oh, yes, 17 years and counting.
At war with Spain. Catholic Spain?
A fine bunch of lads.
That they are, Father, but may I also remind you that it is because of this war that we Catholics are always under suspicion, and will be forever as long as England remains Elizabethan and Protestant.
You need not remind me. Nowadays, most Catholics are drifting into Protestant conformity. In order to combat this, we need a new breed of Jesuit priest to go from house to house celebrating secret Catholic Mass. A risky business.
And for that you will be rewarded. But we're all in the same ark here. See what I did? Having a priest say Mass and hiding a priest is a big and dangerous deal for us too, you know.
I live in a constant state of breaking it.
Be at peace, dear Cousin Anne. For me and my friend Thomas Percy have something in the works. For we think very much alike and...
Open up! This is a raid!
Ah, this will be him now. Come now, Thomas. I already did this bit. You're going to feel as silly as a Protestant priest at a fashion show when...
What up, chapsticks? What's going on here, then? This is a real raid.
Oh, dear.
Oh no! Hide, Father, quick, in the hole! Get in the hole!
Oh!
What is the meaning of this, G-Man?
Why are you acting surprised? I like raid you every other week.
Yes, well, indeed. Well, I'm not really surprised at all, actually. I'm just sick to the back teeth of all these crippling fines for us poor Catholics.
Well, if you recusants won't go to proper church and won't do what Queen Elizabeth tells you, then... Wait. Why does it smell like Latin in here?
He who located it, consecrated it.
Nice try, Catholic. Wait. Are you harboring a priest?
Never.
Verbatim?
You can stroke your beard all you want, sir, but you won't find a priest here. You probably walked all that Latin in from your last raid, you slob.
Marco! Whatevs. Right. Listen up, refusenicks. If you don't go to the right church, you get fined. If you don't do things our way, you get raided and considered foreign agents. We Protestants are large and in charge, and as long as our aging queen remains in good health, I can't see that changing.
How is the Queen, by the way?
Not bad for a 68-year-old wealthy woman in Elizabethan England. Now, barring a series of deaths within her close friendship group, including but not restricted to the slow decline and death of her cousin and confidant Catherine Howard. Oh, that's Queen Elizabeth's lady-in-waiting, not her daddy's fifth wife, BTW.
Well, no, for Henry VIII gave that Catherine Howard a nookie-related execution, didn't he?
Well, yes. Top bloke, top religion. Where was I?
Barring the death of the other Catherine Howard, the Countess of Nottingham.
Get you, title swat! Hey! Anyway, so long as Catherine Howard nee Carey doesn't die, and all that other death doesn't happen, then I think Queen Elizabeth will avoid checks his notes, a settled and unremovable melancholy.
Oh, how I love your little visits.
Me too! Where's the cash? Thanking you! See you on church on Sunday, or see you back here next Monday. Ta-ra!
Alas, these fines are killing me. My finances, like my religious opposition, are oppressive.
But your plan with Thomas Percy, cousin?
Oh, yes. Well, as that idiot collector said, Queen Elizabeth is aging and she won't be around forever. The word on the street is that King James VI of Scotland will be the next King of England.
But he's a Protestant!
True, but he sees himself as a peacemaker, and he is the son of super Catholic Mary Queen of Scots, and she managed to govern the Scottish prods with religious tolerance.
And you're hoping her son will do the same?
Exactly. Good old Thomas Percy is going up to Scotland now to speak with the king.
Are you sure about sending him, cousin?
Well, Percy has lineage. He is, after all, the cousin of Henry Percy, 9th Earl of Northumberland, and one of the richest hobnobs in court.
Lineage? He's like Northumberland's second cousin once removed or something. He's Henry Percy's bagman at best.
Bagman? It's called being responsible for the Percy's northern estate. You know how these highborns are about lineage and looking good, and you can say what you want about Thomas Percy, but he looks good.
You won't get any argument from me. But Thomas Percy is a belligerent layabout with the timing of a pugnacious brick.
Oh, hey, chopsticks! Down on the ground! This is a raid!
Not now, Percy.
In the autumn of 1602, Thomas Percy rides to Edinburgh to see King James VI of Scotland. On behalf of the English Catholics, he hopes to find some promise of religious tolerance from James when he becomes king.
We don't really know the ins and outs of this meeting, but an interesting meeting of minds it must have been.
On one side of the table, King James. He was said to be bright and spoke well, but on the other hand was a bit gross.
On the other side of the table, Thomas Percy, rather wild, a man who relied much on his sword and personal courage.
King James, whose diplomacy amounted to let them believe what they wish.
And Thomas Percy, whose mediation ran to, what was that? Great, good. Right, who's up for some mead and a bit of a wrestle?
Ah, Thomas, I would like to welcome you to Edinburgh.
And I feel most welcome, Your Majesty, and I must say that the reputation of Edinburgh's nightlife is well-founded. A real festival atmosphere.
Yes, every summer we get inundated with drama students and tops from London. It's all incredibly tiresome and you get flyered 87 times in a 15-minute journey, but it is excellent for the Scottish coffers because we put our rents up massively whilst banging on about being socialist. It's really great. Sorry, long journey?
A most amenable journey, Your Majesty. Thank you for asking.
It was more of an observation.
Ha! I knew that.
Yes, nothing much gets by you.
It does not, for I am extremely smart.
Indeed, you are physically impressive and well-dressed, yes.
Thanks. It is advantageous to be well-heeled, especially for a night on the slippery miles, if you know what I mean.
Business?
Oh, no. Last night was strictly pleasure, my lord. Why, I met the finest little clooty dumpling on the Royal Mile.
I'm sure you did, Percy, but what is your business with me?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Your Majesty, I'm here to talk about when you become King of England.
Elizabeth is the English Queen.
Of course, but we all know, as she has named no heir, you will be next on the throne.
Do we now?
Yes, we do. And I wanted to get your take on, well, the Catholics. I know your mum was well into us.
Huge Catholic.
Mega! So, we Catholics were wondering if you'd find a place in your heart for, well, us. Like your mum.
Aye. Dear to my heart. Loved me old mammy, publicly at least.
Public love for the Catholics! Oh, joyous day! Great! How about some mead and a wrestle? Oh, wait, let's not get carried away. We should really be noting this down.
Oh, don't worry yourself about the boring official records and whatnot, Thomas. We're all about the spoken word up here. Here, have some more mead.
Oh, how already kind of you. Don't mind if I do, Your Majesty. You wouldn't be trying to placate me with lovely, lovely mead, would you?
By no means, Thomas. Hospitality must be shown. After all, you have journeyed far to see me.
You're right, sire. I have adventured longly and bravely to be here, but I do need assurances.
I am an open book, Thomas.
Will Catholics be allowed to live a free life?
It could be said that the finding of God is freedom within itself.
Oh, I'll take that as a yes. Excellent. Now, would you look upon Catholics with favour?
You say flavour? What flavour do you mean? The mead?
Sorry, what?
The mead. Well, it's honey flavour. Here, take another sip.
Oh, my, it is good. Anyway, where was I? With flavour. Oh, yes. I'll just tick that off.
Very good.
Yes. Honours and office. Would we be admitted?
The office will have out-of-hours access. They will admit you should you wish to use the photocopier or the fully serviced mead station, yes.
Yes. I'm not sure I follow.
Shush now, Thomas. Quiet Catholics will not be disturbed, and I will not fail to recognise those who provide good service.
I think I'm getting mixed messages here. Do you want me to service the mead station?
Thomas Percy, my good man, the way forward could not be clearer. Should there be a future where I ascend to the English throne, I expect the Catholics of England to support me. The honeymoon period will be very grand, knighthoods and all sorts of super-duper prizes being thrown around.
And all that good stuff you said.
Stuff is indeed good. I love stuff.
Well, butter me up and call me convinced. I can't wait to return to England and tell all the Catholics we've got nothing to fear.
Indeed, you have nothing. Nothing at all. Except more mead?
Why, thank you. Probably best we didn't write any of this down anyway. Those heavy ledgers would be really annoying to have to lug all the way back to my lodgings half drunk. I am so glad.
As am I, Thomas. As am I.
March 24th, 1603. Queen Elizabeth I dies.
March 24th, 1603. King James VI of Scotland becomes King James I of England. Hey, did King James really get Thomas Percy all turned around on the mead train?
I don't know, it just seemed a fun way to show nothing was ever clear.
I guess James gave no promises, and Thomas Percy believed what he wanted to believe.
And so the honeymoon period began. Knighthoods for all. England is splattered with honours, favours, speedboats, amazing opportunities in crypto, and over 25 flavours of mead.
Wow, really?
Yeah, this fob gets you into the office whenever you like. Just remember to service the mead station when you're done.
Yay!
King James I relaxes the Catholic persecution. He tells the fine collectors not to collect from Catholic refusers.
Father Henry Garnet, having finally regained consciousness, wrote of King James's coming as a golden time of unexpected freedom.
So unexpected was this freedom that when the Catholics had unexpectedly got their heads around all this expectation and finally came to expect it,
it all stopped. Unexpectedly.
Under pressure from Parliament, King James started fining again.
And there was an order passed down to kick all Catholic priests out of the country.
The Catholics were annoyed.
This brought Catholic resentment into sharp focus. For on Sunday the 20th of May 1604,
in the Duck and Drake pub just off the Strand in London,
we meet, as that Channel 4 doc I remember watching back in 2001 put it,
a group of wild and rather silly young men.
pox on King James! There, I said it! He relaxes the stranglehold on us just to see what the prods south of the border will do, and as soon as Parliament pitches a fit, he tightens the noose, all to curry favour with those heretic jerks!
Well, Cousin Catesby, James is a heretic himself. We probably should have called this one.
Thomas Winter, my dear cousin, nobody could have seen this coming, nobody! We sent our most astute man.
My face! I can't believe he lied straight to my face! To my face! King James is so weak, he's totally ruined Mead for me.
Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold on anymore. Jack Wright, my oldest and dearest friend, you look upon me with confusion.
I only have one observation, and then I shall hold my tongue, Robert. Now, you look to have a mind for murder.
Hey, stop right now! You better sit there for the rest of this scene and be silent, Jack Wright. We may be a group of financially jiggered adventurers with unstable personalities, but...
Quite all right, Thomas Percy. Stand down, would you go tend to your espresso martini. No more coffee and booze for that man.
I don't care if he's your best pal, Robert. The aspersions were cast.
I said it's quite all right, Thomas. Jack Wright is not wrong. I am of a mind that King James must die.
Oh, wonderful stuff then. I was sort of hoping it would go this way, but I thought for the sake of group synergy and, my own street cred, I'd better keep being belligerent. So, what's the play, lads?
The king has got to go. But it's about how he goes. It's got to be big, it's got to be loud, and it's got to be public.
Like a Tommy Percy Mead bender.
You shut your face, Winter. You know those days will never come again.
No, bigger than that. I can tell by the look on Jack Wright's face that he knows what I'm on about. No, don't speak, Jackie. I'm talking powder.
Alas, those days will also never come again.
We blow him! And Parliament, sky high. Take 'em all out. The King, the Queen, the Princes, all the Lords, the Bishops, Members of Parliament, throw in the leading gentry and judges for lols. The entire representation of the Stuart state.
And how do we accomplish this?
Yeah, we blow 'em up. Come on, help me out here, Cousin Winter. You're good at semantics.
Cousin Robert is an ideas man. A great ideas man.
Thank you, Cousin Thomas.
But for this, we need a guy.
What guy?
Guy?
Yes, I know it's a guy. Is he some dude you just met?
No. Well, yes, sort of. Right. I'm a soldier by trade. Fought for England in the Low Countries and France and, well, quite a lot of places, really.
What? You fought for Elizabeth's regime of blandness?
How was the food?
Awful. However, by 1600 I'd changed my mind.
About the food?
No. About whom I was fighting for.
Oh, yes! You suddenly and fervently became Catholic.
And because of this, I started travelling to the continent to entreat Spain on behalf of us oppressed English Catholics.
Spanish support would have been great.
For a moment there, I really thought Catholic rebellion was likely.
I knew it. Didn't like the food, did they?
For an ideas man, you've gone proper tunnel on this one, Robert.
Get to the guy!
Could you pop downstairs, let him in, Jack?
Right.
Yes, right. Do you see any other Jacks here? So, this guy, he's exactly what we need. A soldier, a cavalier. He fought for Catholic Spain against the new Dutch Republic.
Hey! I'm pretty handy with a sword and a horse too, you know.
You handy with mining and explosives?
Mining for compliments, and my charm is explosive. So, yes and yes.
Well, this guy is an experienced merc. He's got tricks we don't have. He fought well at the Siege of Calais in 1596.
Oh, yes, the artillery bombardments there were top draw.
He's been back in England for less than a month. Over from the southern Netherlands, he's been fighting for the Catholic forces there for over 10 years.
Gotta love the southern Netherlands, a place where an English Catholic man can go to get his war on.
Oh, the stories he can tell. We'd be up all night. The adventures that he could regale us with. The sheer amount of stories of glorious combat.
gentlemen, may I introduce you to...
Guido Fawkes. Though you can call me Guy.
Welcome, Guy. Please, take a seat. You must have so many questions about our undertaking.
Not really.
The reason we need you, well, it's quite complicated, but...
Not really.
Not really?
Not really.
Bit chatty for me, this one.
No, Guy, come on, really. It's going to be quite an undertaking. It's going to be...
A big bang for the bad man. Got it.
Robert, Guy has the techers for this. It'll be grand.
Well, okay then. I guess we shall begin with a vow of secrecy. Clutch this holy cross and repeat after me. I super swear that I will not tell a living soul, not even the last down the market, that I fancy anything of the following plot. I shall henceforth only speak in hush whispers from now on, and if I do tell anyone, especially Market Maggie, and I don't care if she gives you 25% off that fish you like, may God strike me short and bold and fat.
So, with stunning historical accuracy, the plot is formed.
The members of the plot would grow over the coming weeks.
Thomas Winter is joined by his older brother Robert and their half-brother John.
It's a brotherly affair, as Jack Wright's brother Kit would also come on board.
Add to the mix Robert Keyes, Thomas Bates, John Grant, and Ambrose Rookwood.
And a couple of money men in Sir Everard Digby and Francis Tresham.
But where to begin?
Parliament, boys, Parliament. Ooh, I'll need some rhubarbing, please.
Settle down, settle down. Welcome back, everyone, to Parliament on this vague February day in the year of our Lord 1605. Parliament is now reassembled, and I hope we all enjoy our break. We do get a lot of holidays. Right, let's get a quick round table for a bit of a humble brag. I myself have just sponsored the commissioning of a new Bible. Yes, that's right. Top that. Well done, me.
Another one, King James. What's wrong with the previous old not English to new is English translation?
You know, when you think of a Bible, people looking for razzmatazz, and the old one just not enough pizzazz.
Oh, please say you finally did it, my king. You
Finally included the unicorns? Oh, yes. Boom! Take that, Geneva Bible.
Oh, such a wonderment, my king.
Stop it, Monteagle. They're not even real.
Says who?
Oh, Monteagle, you suck up. Rein it in.
You can't put a rein on those magnificent creatures. Great they are, especially not 9 of them.
9 mentions of unicorn in the Bible.
I know, proper belter. Anyway, that will be out just in time for stocking filler for Christmas 1611 AD.
Think of all the excited children.
This new Bible will serve as the superior English translation, to go hand in hand with our superior religion, of course.
That'll show the inferiors, my lord.
Oh, really, my good Baron Monteagle? Speaking of inferiors, how goes the world of the Catholics?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come now, we're all friends here. Quiet Catholics will not be disturbed, remember?
Church papist.
Say that again. I dare you.
Come on, Monteagle. We all know you're playing the good Protestant in public, but I bet you have a firm grasp on that Catholic grapevine.
That he does, my king. And as a man very interested in vines, I'm very curious what the grapes have to say.
Ah, Robert Cecil, my Earl of Salisbury. You are ever the inquisitive type.
As your intelligencer, my king, it is my primary duty to keep an eye on all foes, foreign and domestic. Monty?
What is this accusation, spy master?
Little old me? A master of spies? Oh, Monty, you raise me up beyond my abilities, I'm sure. I serve as the Secretary of State, humbly and quietly. I, a spy?
My little eye.
My network of spies, of which I am the master, I mean my little administrative unit, tells me that there is a Catholic cavalry amassing in the Midlands.
Love me some alliteration.
Well, Monteagle,
Oh, fine. It's all completely innocent, though. It's merely a hunting party, so the vine tells me.
pretty large hunting party, and awfully close to Coventry,
Coventry? Well, that's where my little Lizzie is.
Yes, that's right. The young Princess Elizabeth is at Coombe Abbey. How odd, Monteagle.
I swear on the as yet unpublished Bible, I don't know what you mean.
Oh dear, Monteagle, you seem to be losing the room.
That or the Anti-Unicorn League has returned.
Spill it, Monty. You stand alone, Catholic.
No, I'm a good public Protestant and a faithful man of the king.
All right, who farted? Ho ho ho! That is a big bang fit for a bad man. Well done, Guy Fawkes.
Cheers, Robert Catesby. I'm pleased with it.
Indeed. Inform the, air quotes, hunting party in the Midlands.
Yeah, it gets a bit confusing, as my brother John Wright is also known as Jack, and I'm Christopher Wright, but I get known as Kit. You know what I mean, Robert Winter?
I hear you, Kit. We do have a confusing number of participants, and to muddy the waters even more, your brother John, Jack, was introduced in the first Gunpowder episode, as was my brother Thomas Winter.
And this is how we're introduced. So messy.
Like this intro. I mean, is this even happening?
Message from London. To Coombe Abbey, now.
To Coventry!
Capture the princess!
I mean, if there was a huge hunting party on their way to capture the princess, then you'd think that our local lord would have had a hold up in the walled city of Coventry.
Course. I mean, those guards there got everything from bows to halberds.
Halberd?
What?
Halberd. Satisfying word, that. Halberd.
Well, don't I feel foolish now? More like Hal Burke, eh?
The fun that we do have, but we're totally unprepared.
Hand over the princess, you unsuspecting goons.
Oh, looks! Those sexy Catholics have caught us off guard!
Oh, nice one.
Hand her over.
Oh, like we just keep her in the room with us.
Oh, there she is.
Hiya!
Nuts! Oh, to hell with these cunning Catholics!
Come with us, princess. You're getting married.
To a handsome Catholic, I hope.
Prepare the Catholic uprising.
And send for the bishop.
And before our super-duper Catholic God and all of its mates, I pronounce you, man and wife.
Yay! Enjoy ruling England through me, Robert Catesby.
What a wonderful day! I always knew that God was on our side, and we couldn't have done it without you and your wonderful powder, Guy.
No problems, Robert. Oh no, I feel a bit gippy.
Yeah, it's just the post-plot calm down, Guy.
Oh, drippy.
Don't you go dying on us now, folks.
Oh, tell you, I had a real good dream. It turned out fine.
Ha! Like it was gonna end well for you. You and your lot, isolated Catholics, that's what you are.
The uprising was never going to happen, you dolt. Now, sign this.
No thanks.
Come on, we'll try again later.
Don't you go dying on us, Foxy.
Yeah, that's me. Bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, it all started after the meeting at the Duck and Drake. Sunday, 20th May, 1604.
So the months of plotting began.
The current session of Parliament had only a few weeks to run, and then it would start up again in February 1605.
7 months to pull it all together, and the plotters had nothing.
Not even a base in Westminster.
Oh, please, second cousin once removed, please! Ah!
Dry your eyes, Thomas. We Parsees have our dignity and a name to maintain. I don't want you based here. Having you sloshing yourself around Westminster with your blade out. Ugh.
You can totally trust me! You gave me responsibility over your northern estates, after all!
That is true. I suppose being the 9th Earl of Northumberland will always come with a bit of risk.
Oh, blessed thanks, Henry!
Now, with lodging in Westminster, so hard to come by.
Oh, I know! That King James is people-pleasing again, and everyone is getting space for court offices!
And with that in mind, I'm not just going to gift you a party shack from which to cause trouble. How would that look?
But please!
Thomas Parseer, stop whining this instant.
Sorry.
So, how about this? In this grubby, fat-catted society where contacts are everything, we get you a place rented ASAP. Make it all legit. Easily done, seeing as you're now a gentleman pensioner.
What? I'll have you know, I am in the prime of my life. You just ask the crestfallen girlies of Edinburgh.
No, you idiot. A gentleman pensioner is a sort of ceremonial parliamentary guard.
Ceremonial? Ah, so I'll be seen as a decrepit layabout rather than a hot layabout? No thanks.
It comes with a Westminster office.
Sold. So I was all like, you better give me that space, second cousin once removed, or your northern estates can say goodbye to this steadfast stewardship.
Yeah, doubt that.
Cram your head in a cannon and fire, folks.
Gentlemen, please, let us not sully this good fortune with childish bickering. You did well to secure it, Percy, and Guy here has already been putting it to good use.
Yeah, it's a grand space, Percy. I'll give you that.
Whatevs. Anyway, I'm going back to my new pad.
Don't touch any of my stuff.
Send in the new fellows on your way out, would you, Percy?
New fellows.
Yes, Guy, your London crew.
I see me send more as a lone wolf type. You've seen my LinkedIn.
Well, I know that, Guy, and as an unknown face in London, you can come and go as you please. Perfect for our venture. But a couple more trusted men will be handy.
Trusted.
With my life. We have Thomas Bates.
Another Thomas.
Or we'll call him Bates.
Hello!
Bates is my trusted manservant.
That, and I accidentally found out about the plot.
What?
Moving on.
Hello, folks. Are we decent?
Ah, Robert!
Robert?
Another Robert.
Call me Keys.
Keys here is one of our Catholic refuses from Lincolnshire.
Who vouches for you, then?
Oh, you can trust me, Mr. Fawkes. The records will show that Robert Catesby considers me a trusty, honest man.
Right.
Bates, Keys, this, if you didn't know already, is Guy. He's our trigger man. You three are the London crew.
Oh, I've always wanted to be part of a crew. Sounds so dangerous. We need a dangerous name. How about the Powder Pals?
We could be the Central London Flashbangs.
London crew is fine.
Thank you, Guy.
Wait a minute, Robert, who died and made Fawkes captain of the Powder Pals. I am, after all, your trusted manservant.
And history recalls me as a trusted man.
Lads, please, you are all important to the venture, but you don't know munitions the way Guy does.
I'll have you know, I know a little of the ins and outs of the powder world.
Can you source the goods? Do you know where to seek? Do you presume to bring the boom boom?
Too technical for me.
I concede, Catesby. You've got yourself a specialist here. My apologies, Mr. Fawkes.
Quite all right, Keys.
All right, we have 2 months until Parliament reconvenes. Where do we stand, Guy?
Sort of uneasily, if I'm honest. Anxiously hopping from foot to foot. 2 months is not long, Robert.
That's why we're here, Guy.
Flashbangs for life?
Well then, you two will help me stockpile powder.
Where are you getting it?
Downriver at docks. Rotherhide powder mill.
Any problems acquiring it? It's dangerous stuff, after all.
You're kidding, man. It's everywhere. Merchant ships need it for defending their cargo. The Navy uses it, obviously.
Ha! The Navy love their gunpowder. Good luck with that.
Yes, but with the recent peace treaty signed with Spain, there's now tons of gunpowder on the market.
Rotherhide operates under royal license. We can pick up excess powder cheap. No questions asked.
Yes, God is truly smiling on us.
I hope we can hold that smile, because we need 36 barrels. That's £10,000. Equivalent of 250 cannon firing at once.
Whoa!
I've been taking my time to avoid suspicion. So, for the next 2 months, we transport them back upriver to Percy's office. Then all I need do is place powder correctly under Parliament.
Great. So Percy's office space is right under Parliament, yes?
No.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, no. It's close, though.
But how do we get the powder in position?
I've been asking the same thing.
Oh, would you give me a break, lads? I have been busy plotting what happens after the big event.
Wise. Like, whom will rule and what will the country look like?
Well, not really.
OMG, what?
Yeah, Sos, I've sort of laser focused on blowing up King James, and I've mainly been stroking my beard and imagining how far off his head will land.
And beyond that?
Nothing beyond decapitation fantasies, really.
That's the extent of your plotting.
Hey, look! The moustache twiddling was pretty full on.
2 months is cutting it mighty fine, Robert. I better get to Percy's office, see how much more we need.
So, let me get this straight. Beyond the explosion, we have no plan.
God will provide?
You're just winging this.
With the aid of God, yes.
Heaven help us.
That's the plan.
Lads!
Ah, good Lord, Jack! Jack, right. Don't burst in like that. We're plotting, man.
Barely.
Soz. Anyway, news. So, you know, it's a big deal getting Parliament together, yeah?
Yes, folks coming in from all the sweaty provinces. What of it?
You know, so they can't have them all packed into London for too long, as it's too unhealthy. What with disease and all.
Especially when London starts to warm up.
What are you saying, Jack?
The state opening has been delayed until the winter of 1605.
And with that, God has provided us the gift of time. All right. When are we looking at?
I'd guess I don't know, let's just pluck a date from the air, 5th of November.
And with that, God has provided us the gift of rhyme. Remember that date, lads. Keys, Bates, you go help Guy. I'm going to the Midlands.
Oh, you should check in with my brother Kit. He sounds just like me. He's a good lad. Just ask for Christopher.
What? Does Christopher have Kit's deets or something? I don't catch it. Oh, wait, no, I get it. Great. Let's plan the second part of this plot.
Having been handed the heavenly gift of time and negating the need for a slick plotting montage, Robert Catesby travelled to the Midlands.
There, the number of plotters increased. John Grant, Lord of the Manor of Norbrook, was brought into the fold.
Kit Wright and Robert Winter make it a brotherly affair, what with us having already met Jack Wright and Thomas Winter in The Duck and Drake.
Kit! Robert, Kit.
A pleasure, Robert Winter. I know you.
Did we meet in a messy flash forward at the top of the show?
Wait. Did your brother Thomas Winter send me to Spain in 1603 to inform King Philip III that Queen Elizabeth had died and to bring him back a boatload of sangria?
Oh, yeah. To get aid from the Spanish a Catholic uprising. Huh. Small world.
You sound just like him, by the way.
Oh, come on, you two. You know each other.
How is Thomas?
Part of the plot.
No way. Oh, man, I live for these little connections.
Oh, you stop being silly. Look, I know there's a lot of names to remember.
How many of us plotters are there now anyway?
Lord, now you're asking. Well, there's me, you two, Guy, Percy, Bates, Keys,
Thomas.
Jack
Wright, your brother. Loving this.
Will you shut up about your brothers?
Hey, Kit, isn't Jack John?
Yeah, but there's John Grant now too, so, you know, we don't want to be confusing.
Stop it! So, yes, with John Grant, that makes 10 of us.
10? That's a lot of lips to keep zipped.
God will provide us the strength of silence on our sacred venture.
Oh, I feel like a disciple of God, all apostolic-like.
Yeah, but there were 12 of them.
Want me to make myself scarce for the next scene?
Would you mind?
No bother. Okay, bye.
Right. What we need is a couple of rich fellas, ideally famed for their impressive stables.
Ah, leave that to me.
Now those are impressive stables, Mr. Rookwood.
I thank you, kid. Now, when your brother, John Jack, and Catesby here approached me for help, I was sceptical.
Yes, but when I told you that the Order of the Jesuits has given our little venture their approval, Ambrose...
Are they still up for it, kid?
What?
Kid?
Eh? Oh, yeah, the Jezzies, well up for it.
Oh, good. Then my fine Suffolk horses are yours.
Hey, was that a lie?
Yep.
And my money is yours, Catesby. What was it again? £1,500?
Ah, very kind of you, Everett Digby. Our man in Westminster, Thomas Percy, is, well, failing to pay the rent down there. Kit, have a message sent to Percy that all is in hand and to stop flapping.
Right away.
Yes. Well, it's still quite a financial outlay.
Yes, but you're doing God's work, Everett.
Quite. Now, Catesby, I might be a nervous Nelly, but could you assure me that my Catholic mates won't end up raining down as chunks of zealous fury when the deed is done?
Oh, my good Digby. Assure yourself that such of the nobility as are worth saving shall be preserved, and yet know not of the matter.
Are you saying you'll warn them not to be there?
Or that ascending to heaven is tantamount to preservation, and it'll happen so quickly they'll know not of the matter.
Coton Court, have you rented it, Digby?
Yes?
Lovely. So, with Rookwood's horses and Digby's pony,
It's a lot more than 25 quid, I can tell you that.
with all this in place, here's the plan.
So Catesby laid out the plan, the one that was so tightly coiled at the top of this episode.
With Rookwood providing the horses and Digby renting the space, a hunting party would set out from Coton Court.
By the time Parliament was in tatters and the big bits of fleshy rain had stopped,
The hunting party would reveal their true prey, young Princess Elizabeth, King James's daughter.
She would then be married to a good Catholic and installed on the throne.
what could go wrong?
Lots could go wrong. Catesby, you're banking on chaos here.
Oh, for sure! The Protestant power structure will be destroyed. Cavalry will press their advantage, and in turn, the dormant Catholic population are stirred, and bam-a-lam, open civil war!
I'm starting to feel sceptical again. This is a wildly ambitious plan.
Ah, my good Ambrose Rookwood, that's the beauty of being a zealot. You are blind to any flaw. I am convinced God is smiling on me. God has provided the gunpowder. God supplied the lodgings in Westminster.
Shame God couldn't provide the 1,500 I just blew.
Oh, I don't know. I just wish we had more proof.
Proof! Robert Catesby! Proof! Right, I went to send a message to Percy, read Digby's money, and there were a message to you from Percy. Turns out a cellar in Westminster has just become available.
What, just like that?
Yeah, and it runs right beneath the Parliament House.
You see? God provides.
Great. So, he rented it.
I'll get my wallet.
Wow, what luck, Bilbo! All that fitting into a nice silly scene, and with such a convenient letter from Percy.
Well, okay, Bob, we may have taken a silly shortcut through the village of that didn't happen upon lies, but we get the gist.
Didn't the convenient cellar space become available in the summer of 1605?
Yeah?
Yet Rookwood and Digby were brought into the fold in the autumn.
Get off my back, man. There's a lot of moving parts. All we need know is that part 2 of the plot is in full swing.
But-
Shut up and do your narraty voice.
In the summer of 1605, Guy Fawkes and his London crew smuggled the powder into the newly rented cellar, masquerading as servants storing provisions.
The Palace of Westminster, unlike the 19th century structure we see today, was a great sprawl of late medieval buildings.
Access was easy. The law courts, the King's Bench, common pleas.
Ordinary folks came and went quite freely.
By October 1605, with 3 weeks to go, the powder was hidden and surrounded by firewood for added security.
All Guy Fawkes could do was wait.
But Catesby was running out of money.
Oh, sweet lord, I am skint, Thomas Winter.
That's why we're here, Robert. Where on earth is everyone?
Try again.
How's my Robert settling in, Robert?
Oh, he's an excellent plotter, top notch. You really do sound like him, by the way.
Good, good. Oh, come now. Tresham is dodging us.
He wouldn't do that, he's family.
Wealthy family. They can smell investment brokers a mile off.
Can I help you?
Oh, hello, chum. Robert Catesby. And my cousin, Thomas Winter, to see our mutual cousin, Francis Tresham, please.
Follow me, and please keep the familial exposition to a minimum, if you will. Cousins to see you, sir.
Cousin Robert and Cousin Thomas, do come in.
Francis Tresham, good to see you, cousin.
Hang on a moment, cousin. Walk towards me. Slowly.
Righto. There you are.
You seem a little light in your gait, Cousin Robert. Wait, you're poor, aren't you?
No, it's my trunk hose, Francis.
A difficult fashion to carry off in this time period, cousin.
Indeed. Why, I was remarking the same to my tailor just the other day. Oh, how we nattered.
I'm sure you did, Francis. Francis, are you still partial to a bit of a chinwag?
Love it. My wife calls me her little babble merchant.
Are you sure about this, Catesby?
We need the funds.
Did you say fun? Oh, little tattles are fun. Who's courting whom? Who's got beef with the king? You know, the usual. So, how much do you want and what's it for?
My dear Francis, 'tis a small matter. A mere trifle, really.
A modest Sunday roast, if you will.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
I knew it. Right, spill it, you saucy devil.
King James must be ousted.
Oh, I agree. Why, I heard he brought Gomorrah as his +1 to the last royal shindig, if you know what I mean.
Ousted, you terrible clatterfart.
Killed, Francis. We're going to blow him up.
Oh, I see. Très juicy, cousin.
But as you have noticed, we are a bit light in the hose and need funding.
But powder is so cheap and easy to come by. Wouldn't cost that much to explode his carriage.
It's bigger than that, Frankie.
Much bigger.
Oh, don't you tease me, Robert Catesby. You know this is like breathing for me.
Let's just say the reconvening of Parliament is going to be a blast.
Totes hot goss! Oh, I can't wait for my next hose fitting.
Francis, you shall utter this to no one.
But it's Parliament, and it's huge. Imagine the clicks I'd get from all those people, and wait, all those people.
Will be lifted up to God's grace, Francis.
But I have mates there. Oh, my sister Elizabeth would kill me if anything happened to William.
William? Have we got a William? Man, so many names.
He means William Parker, 4th Baron Monteagle.
Oh, him! Slippery beggar. Talked away his Catholicism and blamed his childhood upbringing with the cop-out of I knew no better.
Oh, Robert, please, it's King James's world now. William is only getting his.
Oh, he'll get his, all right.
Can I quote you on that?
What? Hang on. Are you writing? Stop writing.
I can't help it. I have to write down all the succulent deets. I look at them just before bed and feel all good about myself.
Stop it, Frank. The country is sick and we are the cure.
I know we're in a bad way, but can't we just take a Valium and have a flick through the gossip column and sleep on it?
Francis, we are not deliberating whether we should hit submit on a YouTube takedown of Lord such and such for being light in the hose. Nobody cares, but you should care about this.
But I've got so much to lose. Won't somebody think of the rumour mill? And blowing up Parliament is a big deal. A big, sexy, mouth-watering deal.
A great sickness requires so sharp a remedy, Francis.
Will your guests be dining, sir? It's beans, sir, pre-spilled, of course.
Not now, thank you. I'm currently deciding whether to become a part of a plot to blow up Parliament and end King James's Protestant rule of terror.
Francis!
Very good, sir.
Wow, Francis Tresham seems like a bad bet.
Catesby is gambling big time. Loose lips, lose chips.
Well, that was us being silly, but it does highlight how desperate Catesby was.
Desperate enough to go to the notoriously unreliable and unstable Tresham with such an explosive secret. Am I right? Shut up and do the narrative voice. October 26th, 1605. With 10 days to go, the plot begins to unravel at the home of William Parker, 4th Baron Monteagle.
Letters away to the village of Hoxton in London.
Shoreditch. Always been ages since I've been to a vintage clothing market because nothing fits me anymore.
Ah, Monty, you've done well to bounce back from that quagmire of a rebellion in 1601, you know. Imprisoned and fined 8 thou for your troubles, no less. But we showed them, didn't we? Here you are, with a seat in Parliament, free to monologue and expound at will. You know what? I'm done with plots, all of them. Awful things and gone are those days. You've come a long way, Monty. Time to treat yourself to a bit of Shoreditch finest. Ooh, what's this then? Latin-flavoured vape fluid? Ooh, naughty. Well, I am by myself. In tray! Oh, damn! I mean enter!
Pardon the intrusion, my lord. You want to be careful with that, my lord.
For a serving man, your timing is terrible, Thomas Ward.
Apologies, sir. Letter for you, sir.
A letter? At this hour? Could it not wait? By the feel of it, I'm just about to have a sit-down with the big man upstairs. Oh, my Shoreditch, you are good.
Seems urgent, sir. Outside, just now. I was accosted by a masked stranger, sir.
We live in a world of contagion, Ward. Masked strangers, indeed. You can never be too careful. There's a great store at the vintage market with some banging mask designs, BT dubs.
No, sir, I mean, the man was not known to me. He said this letter was for your eyes only.
My eyes only? It seems a bit plotty.
Oh, no, sir. This is the official explanation we're doing right now, sir.
Give it. My lord, out of the love I bear to some of your friends, I have a care of your preservation. Therefore, I would advise you, as you tender your life, to devise some excuse to shift of your attendance at this parliament. For though there be no appearance of any stir, yet I say they shall receive a terrible blow, this parliament. Oh, well, phew, that all seems above board and full of love and glad sentiments.
Seems a bit sus to me, sir.
Are you sure that could be the vape talking?
Never during work hours for me, sir.
Good man. Hang on. Good Lord, the walls are closing in. After much deliberation and deciphering of the clues, I can say this letter is well dodgy. Prepare my horse and probably a hot flask.
24-hour as a shot, my lord.
No time. I must ride to Whitehall.
On the evening of October the 26th, 1605, Monteagle travels to Whitehall to alert the authorities.
His likely point of contact being Robert Cecil, the King's Secretary of State.
One of the main functions of the notoriously anti-Catholic Cecil was to gather intelligence. A spy master, if you will. At the time, known as an intelligentsia.
Imagine running MI5 and MI6 together. Cecil must have loved it.
A man born to wealth and power, well versed in the murky cut and thrust world of royal politics.
It is even said that Cecil's father, William, was instrumental in the supposed stitch-up and execution of Mary Queen of Scots, the new king's mother.
Robert Cecil must have loved it.
A man of moving pieces, cloaks and daggers, games of thrones. Plot? Plot? I know of no plot. Oh, don't force it, Robert. Maintain your dignity and look as if you're questioning everything, old boy. Powder? As in keg? I thought that was for ale. No. Too familiar and jovial. Be memorable, yet forgettable. Likeable, but avoid getting invited to parties. Trim away the truth as one would tend to a young vine, Robert. I'm monologuing in here. Who is it?
My lord Cecil,
Come in, fellow.
my humble apologies for the hour, my lord.
My door is always open.
Monteagle, Lord Cecil.
Oh, yes. Silly me. Of course. Brain like a sieve. What can I do for you, William Parker? 13th Baron Morley, 4th Baron Monteagle, born circa 1575? How is your lovely wife? Elizabeth? Still the sister of one Francis Tresham, I presume?
Yes, I believe so.
Good. So what brings you here at such an hour? You look like a man bearing a great weight.
Yes. Wait, hang on. Oh, golly, it was quite a vivid ride. Where on earth is it?
Breast pocket of your doublet.
Oh, yes. Concerning news, my lord, I have come across something quite alarming.
Right-hand side pocket, Monteagle. The letter-shaped bulge.
Ah, yes, here it is.
Thank you. Come sit by the fire, William, and we'll have a little look-see, shall we? Now, where are my glasses? I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Drink?
Oh, yes, please. I'm rather cotton-mouthed.
Right, what do we have here, then? Therefore, I would advise you to devise some excuse at this Parliament. Curious. I shall receive a terrible blow. What could this possibly mean? Enigma?
My lord Cecil, I don't know if you are wise to this reported disruption of Parliament, this plot.
Plot? I know of no plot. Nailed it.
I can see you are as legitimately shocked as I am.
OMG, I'm always the last to know. Let us sit deep into the night and puzzle over this, William.
The official record states that Cecil and Monteagle did indeed pore over the letter for a good long while.
To this day, many a theory regarding origin and author continues to mystify.
Monteagle and Cecil would be bonded by this letter, probably forming a fast friendship, and Cecil would even pitch up at one of Monteagle's lame barbecues.
Well, that is a half-truth, dear Uncle Bob. We shall be forever linked through the annals of time, but Monteagle is an awful man. Straight-up terrible BBQ host.
Ah! The history, it's seeping in!
No need to take flight, young man. Think of your asthma. Though, I would take a look at that flimsy fourth wall of yours.
Oh, where's Tombo?
Don't worry about him. He probably felt the call of a home visit to Burton-upon-Trent to do some rock climbing or shouting at students, perhaps.
He does hate students.
Why are you here, Cecil?
I just want to make sure you're not feeling the pressure of this gunpowder thingy. Looks like it's going the distance and there's a lot going on.
I will admit, I'm feeling quite stressy, yes.
Well, you've cut out the wheat, Bilbo. That'll help. Have you considered hot yoga? Or some guided narration?
Don't you mean guided meditation?
No, I don't, Bear. We can't all be carefree sprites like yourself, flocking your peaceful battlefields and whatnot. What do they always say to you? Do the narrative voice? To this day, many a theory regarding origin and author continues to mystify. Theory 1. The letter was penned by a plotter's wife.
Or perhaps Robert Catesby's cousin, Anne Vaux, because it was putting their estate at risk.
Or because it's easy to blame the ladies. A takedown of a shrew is a societal favourite, but it's so passé.
How about Theory 2? Having heard of the plot, Monteagle wrote the letter himself to curry favour with the regime.
Oh dear, cunning Uncle Bob. I like it. If you ever want to ditch these losers, I have many a pie that could do with a finger or two in them.
Yuck.
Though Monteagle did end up as the hero of the hour with a £500 yearly pension for life, no less.
Well, that's more than my projected pension.
Or how about this? Theory 3. You, Robert Cecil, rigged it all yourself.
You do come from a family who has a background in rigging plots.
Plot? Awful word. I prefer banter.
You knew of the banter long before through your network of spies.
You were the banter master, and the others were just pawns.
Are you suggesting I let it all simmer nicely, looking favourably on office space for certain gentlemen pensioners and freeing up storage space below Parliament when all seemed lost, playing our dangerous games with a view to trapping important members of the state and troublesome Catholics, in order to cement the Church of England as a supreme religion from now until the end of time?
Now that's banter.
Nice try, you silly history boys, but you'll have to get up earlier than that to catch Robert Cecil. Smoke bomb!
Wow, man, he's a slippery fish.
I do like Theory 3. Proper Hollywood.
Yeah, it sounds fun, but what about Tresham? He sounded like he was literally dying to tell someone.
Catesby and Winter will not take it well.
Which Winter?
Thomas, he'll be livid.
Everywhere, you say?
Everywhere, can you believe it?
And each one contains a priest?
You are sworn to secrecy, Jose. I know what a naughty little tattletale you are.
Pot kettle black, my dear Francis. Now hold still, or these hoes will get all floopy when you canter.
Oh, you know which celebritas gets all floopy when cantering, Jose.
Oh, stop it, you.
Francis Tresham, you muggy little traitor.
Oh, Cousin Thomas.
Cousin Francis.
Oh, hey, Robert Catesby. Also cousin.
What is the meaning of this?
Still your tongue, you muggy little tailor.
That's Jose Gallagherskins to you, brute. The finest tailor in the London area.
I don't care if you're the Almighty himself. You'll be still and quiet.
Calm yourself, Cousin Robert. Jose really is the finest pantsman around, and you're making him nervous, and by association me, all floopy.
Well, let me straighten your crooked hose, then.
No!
You little letter-writing urchin. We should lose you in the Thames, we should.
Tell me, Francis, what is to stop me letting Thomas Winter here tie you up into an uncomfortable little knot? Much like the uncomfortable little knot I currently have in my tummy.
Discomfort? Pound to a penny, your trunk hose are incompatible with your gait, and... Oh, not the right time? Perhaps I should make myself scarce.
Perhaps you should, Taylor. Tell you what, you pop off, and I'll make sure all my mates come to you for all their various hosiery needs.
Ooh, a baker's dozen of new clients. Christmas has come early.
Francis.
He could be talking about any 13 men. Jose, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll be next door.
You and your letters, Tresham, how could you whip family?
I swear, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Monteagle letter.
Who? Sorry?
William Parker, 4th Baron Monteagle, your brother-in-law.
Oh, yes, Monty. How is he?
No doubt cream-crackered from a quick ride to Whitehall with that flipping letter.
I am not the author.
I've never trusted you, Tresham. You waste trust like you waste money, you wild, unstayed man.
Cousin Robert, Cousin Thomas, what must I need say to prove my innocence?
Stop wasting energy, you British grass.
It's good to be in control, eh, Francis? So what do they promise you for your cryptic writings?
Nobody promised me anything, I swear. This is absurd theatre in the extreme. Listen, why didn't I just go and see Monteagle and tell him personally? Nobody would have batted an eyelid at me dropping by to see him. You know, a nice little private meeting. And... Wait, how did you find out about the letter?
A masked stranger delivered it to Monteagle's man.
Oh, little Tommy Ward. Did you know he's related to the Wright brothers by marriage? And
The Wrights are not wrong uns, Francis. Don't you twist this.
Okay. All I'm saying is, why would I expose this secret to unnecessary eyes and ears? Why write a cryptic letter as proof? I swear, I will swear on the Bible.
The King's Bible, no doubt.
No.
I believe him.
For the love of...
Oh!
All right, put him down, Thomas.
But, Robert...
He'll swear on our Bible, Thomas.
Surely we're now exposed, Robert. Can I suggest legging it?
Nope. I'm certain there's not enough in this letter to endanger our plans. Plus, I'm too far gone with the fanaticism.
This is crazy talk.
Why, nothing is crazy if God wills it!
On the 1st of November 1605, King James returns to London from a hunting trip. Robert Cecil is waiting, letter in hand.
The king will see you now, Mr. Secretary.
Excellent. How is his mood?
In fine spirits, many a boar was skewered.
Good to hear. Time to skewer my own boar.
This way, please.
Ah, Robert Cecil. To what do I owe the pleasure? I doubt you're here to commend me as King of the Boars, although you should. I caught so many.
It would be my honour to proclaim you as King of Boars, your highness, but alas, I come with puzzling news. If it indeed can be considered news at all.
Out with it now, Cecil.
It's a letter, your highness. It's probably not even worth your time.
Bring it me, Kingsman.
Yes, my king.
It came into my possession a week ago, and I must admit I am entirely stumped.
Ah, you want another keen eye, eh?
Indeed, my king, and yours are arguably the keenest in all Christendom.
I know, just ask those boars, eh, Kingsman?
Indeed, sir.
Well, all right, let's have a read. My lord, out of the love I bear you, you are obligated to some excuse to shift of your attendance to... Yet I say they shall receive a terrible blow. Cecil, what is this?
I know, your highness, not even worthy of your time, I'm sure.
Are you blind, Cecil? Blind to the blindingly obvious?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
My God, man, it's like passing a perfectly good boar and thinking it was a rock, a boar-shaped rock.
Your highness?
Blow, Robert, blow!
Let's save it for the Mask of Solomon and Sheba, shall we, sire?
Blow! They shall receive a terrible blow. Cecil, they mean Parliament. They mean me.
Oh, you don't say, my king.
Searing insight, your majesty.
An assassination attempt? Oh, how did I miss this? Drat and blast.
Blast? Blast! By all that is holy, man, they mean to blow me up.
Explosive reasoning, my king.
This isn't my first rodeo, Cecil. Kingsman, my journal.
Yes, sir. It's not paranoia if they're all out to get ya by King James VI of Scotland. Dear Journal, is it me or do all adults suck? Mother Mary has been banged up in super suspicious circumstances.
I wouldn't know much about that, sir.
Cue a rotating cast of royal sitters because I am a wee babby and cannot yet rule Scotland. Babysitter number 1.
James Stuart, 1st Earl of Moray, 23rd of January 1570. Uncle James, parading in a cavalcade, shot.
The first head of government to be assassinated with a firearm, no less. Next.
Matthew Stuart, 4th Earl of Lennox, 4th of September 1571. Grandpa Matthew goes to Stirling, gets shot.
Well, that was war, my king. Deaths happen, you know.
Do they? Do they now? Do they just happen, do they, Cecil? Well, there was a strong suspicion that dear Pop Matthew was assassinated. Number 3, Kingsman.
29th October 1572. John Erskine, Earl of Mar, Johnny Marr, this charming man, goes to Stirling. Why is it always Stirling?
Well, Cecil, my journal asked you a question.
I'm still getting my head around it, sire. Did you write this as a baby?
Well, I was very precocious.
John Erskine enjoys banquet hosted by the Earl of Morton, has a bit of a dicky tummy, dies.
Poisoned!
Could have been a bit of nervous exhaustion, perchance. Quite a trendy ailment in your sphere of influence, your highness.
Assassinated, sir. Ordered by the Earl of Morton, methinks. Babysitter number 4, if you please, Kingsman.
James Douglas, 4th Earl of Morton.
Oh, yes, Cecil. How does that red pill taste?
And what happened to the Earl of Morton?
Executed in 1581. Turns out that 5 years before he was charged with guarding me, he was complicit in the murder of my own daddy, Henry Stuart, smothered to death. But not before they tried to blow him up with barrels of gunpowder.
When you stack those unfortunate and quite possibly natural deaths side by side, your view is bound to be coloured.
Well, having your mammy's head lopped off in an English prison will do that to you.
Well, perhaps you should take this plot as a compliment, Your Highness.
If they want to compliment me, then they can come boar hunting. I've been through 2 assassination attempts before, and like the SPL, they're overrated, I can tell you.
There was that one time when you managed to get the assassin in a headlock and cry out for all you were worth, Your Majesty.
Cecil, I am charging you with my safety. My personal safety. With me, Kingsman.
And you will have it, my king, once the plot has ripened to snatch in full bloom.
Our plotters are oblivious to the net closing in. Robert Catesby plans to stay in London until the 4th of November. Then he will go to the Midlands to join the hunting party raised by Everard Digby.
Francis Tresham urged them to reconsider one last time, but with Catesby, Winter and Percy resolute, this left Tresham following the hot trend of nervous exhaustion.
Under Parliament, Guy Fawkes prepares a fuse, set to smoulder for 8 hours before blowing. He is to stay in the Westminster lodgings until after the explosion.
To bear witness and confirm the deed is done.
Right then, I should probably be pushing off to the Midlands. What time is it?
Evening time, Robert.
Nice and precise. That's a lovely timepiece, Kesey. Very handsome.
Gonna get it to Fawkes so we can gauge the big moment.
By this time tomorrow, it'll be a whole new world, Robert Keyes. Right. Get ye gone, lad, and tell Fawkes to ride out when it's done.
Godspeed, Robert Catesby.
You seem ill at ease, Thomas. But don't worry about Guy. He's our guy, after all.
I have no issues with Guido Fawkes, Robert. It's this letter business. It's enveloped me.
You're as bleak as a winter befitting your name, Thomas. It's all in hand.
Catesby, you in here?
Ah, Percy, just the man. So, what's the word?
I visited cousin Northumberland this morning to see if there was any chatter at court. No talk of the letter, thankfully.
Do you see, Thomas? Bleak winter's eventually for. Right, I'm off to the Midlands. I shall see you all presently.
Yeah, Godspeed, Robert Catesby.
God keep you, you pair of Thomases, you.
Winter?
Yes, Percy?
It is going to work, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure of it. Here's to an uneventful evening.
Well, I'll drink to that.
As the big date approaches, Robert Cecil looks to make his move and...
Hello there, Bilbo. Doing a bit of solo narration, are we?
Oh, hi, Cecil. Yep, just me. The silly boys are preparing for the big show.
Wonderful. The official account of how it went down, I presume?
I guess, yeah. Unless you want to shed any more light on...
Excellent. Let us begin with the cellars of Parliament being searched on the evening of the 4th of November by Lord Suffolk and Baron Monteagle, shall we?
What we having him search for?
Nothing in particular, old boy. Perhaps a bearded man, presumed to be a servant, stocks of firewood too large for the lodgings for which the cellar serves, and if any of the cellars are rented out by Catholics called Thomas Percy, you know, the usual.
Right. Okay. Let's do that.
Suffolk? Lord Suffolk, do you see anything?
No, not yet, Monteagle. Wait, what's that?
Burn, baby, burn, righteous inferno, burn, baby, burn, burn that mother down.
A bearded man, sort of carrying a tune. Most likely a servant, I'd wager.
I say, that's an awful lot of wood he's got piled there, Monty.
What's his lord eating? an office, or all of Parliament. Am I right?
We should investigate whom his lordship is.
Okay, but for the sake of time, it's Thomas Percy.
Correct answer. Let's go tell the king like what we're supposed to.
Gonna have some hot stuff tomorrow morning. Be some hot stuff raining down.
Monteagle, Suffolk, how does this evening find you?
Dumbfounded, Your Highness.
I'm sensing a running theme here, Monteagle. Let me guess. You need astute reasoning that only divinity can provide.
Oh, yes, my king, exactly. Robert Cecil was right about your towering abilities, Your Highness.
Yes, it's my cross to bear. Out with it then. Let's see if I can find the cause of your dumbness.
Myself and Suffolk were having a bit of a poke around the cellars, and we happened across a servant with a pile of wood.
How big was the pile?
Huge!
He's either super enthusiastic about wood, or he's up to no good.
You think?
Well, of course, man. Think about it. Is that too much wood required to heat the lodgings that it serves?
Well, now you mention it, yes, it is.
Whom does this suspicious wood hoarder work for?
One Thomas Percy, Your Highness.
I have had the pleasure. He's awfully
Legit? Unremarkable? Law-abiding?
Catholic.
Oh.
You will undertake a second search, or I will plainly go the next day to Parliament and leave the outcome to fortune.
Very wise, my king.
My best man, Gardy McGardison, will accompany you.
Yes, sir. Gardy McGardison at your service, sir. Right, my lords. Let's take a midnight stroll.
Exploding in the morning, then I'm gone. Oh, yeah, I'm gone. Oh, I took the city about 1 a.m. Loaded, loaded, skip-a-boo. I'm all get up to blow again. Loaded.
Got a light, mate.
What?
Your Nick Sunshine. All yours, Lord Suffolk.
What's your name, fellow?
John. Johnson?
That's such a fake name.
100%, Lord Monteagle.
You're in deep trouble, John Johnson, if that is your real name.
I think we've ascertained it isn't, sir.
Guards, have him away and put out an arrest warrant for Thomas Percy.
Kit Wright gets wind of the news and rushes to the Duck and Drake to warn the others.
On the morning of the 5th of November, they make like a potato and chip, riding off through a brutal November landscape.
In London, word has spread of Fawkes's capture. Bonfires are lit in the streets to celebrate the deliverance of King James and his son Prince Henry from the disaster.
A huge outpouring of relief. King James has only sat on the throne for 2 years, and if he and his son die, well, we'd have a succession crisis.
In the dark winter with no streetlights, these fires of celebration must have been a sight to behold.
In the Tower of London, Guy Fawkes, for the time being, holds his tongue, sticking to the alias of John Johnson.
Robert Catesby, having ridden ahead, is unaware of the news. Somewhere in Bedfordshire, he is overtaken by Ambrose Rookwood.
Catesby! Robert Catesby! Catesby! Robert Catesby!
Ambrose Rookwood? Is that you? Why, even for a man of the horse, you have ridden very quickly. Come closer, my dear friend. Let me smell the smoky remains of a demoralized Protestant London upon your person. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wait. You smell like horse and failure. What is this?
Fawkes was taken.
What? How can this be? It was such a good plot.
What now, Robert? We keep going west? To Ireland, maybe?
We will not, Ambrose.
Robert, please. Now's the time for prudence.
I will not be cowed into playing it safe. I'm Robert Catesby, damn it. No, I shall ride on to Northamptonshire and drop in on my old mother, but,
But what?
well, I mean, she's always on my back. She's always Robert, sort out your finances. Robert, stop being such a silly young man. Robert, what do you mean you failed to blow up the reigning monarch, Robert? So embarrassing.
I guess you don't have to know you're back.
Ghost me own ma?
Well, what are the holidays for if not that?
Ouch, Rookwood, I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of your riding crop. Have Robert Winter and John Grant meet me on the edge of town.
Right this way, my king. He's sticking with the story that he's a servant called John Johnson.
That sounds made up.
Very astute, your highness.
So, this is the fool who'd have me burn. Jack Jackson, I presume?
It's Johnson. John Johnson.
Cunning as well as brave, eh? Perhaps I'll graduate you to foolhardy, Johansson.
Come again.
Aha! Got you! Got you! What is your real name, you traitor?
You ain't got me, Jimmy. It's Johnson. You just jazzed it up a bit.
Oh, very good. You are a wily quarry, are you not? But you should know that I am the master at the hunt, the king of boars.
It's true, Jim. You are a bit of a drama llama.
How dare you? You know how often a king personally grills one of his defective subjects?
I'd hazard a guess at rarely.
Indeed. You should be thanking me, Johnson. You and me, right now, the cutting edge. That's what we're on. Future generations would kill to be here in the thickest press of this interrogation. I'm going to make you famous, boy.
I have no doubt you have the techers for an epic debate, Jiminy. But I just don't think I could keep alert, you know. Being in the presence of the king of boars.
My hunting prowess is the great leveler of man, Johnson. I'll keep it short as not to torture you.
Already there, love.
Why did you try and blow me up?
A dangerous disease requires a desperate remedy.
I'm the disease. You're having a laugh, mate.
You mistake laughter for the haughty jeer of contempt.
English law is more humane than European law, you know, Johnson. I cannot torture you to get a confession.
If you're about to take a deep dive into European law and why we're best out of it, I'll confess right now.
I can, however, torture a man if he has been found guilty. And you haven't denied it. I can see you're sweating now, Johnson.
With all the hot air in here, it's hard not to.
Welcome to Torture Town, Johnson. Population, you.
And so, Fawkes was hauled away for torture.
On offer were the gentler tortures like manacles, all the way up to the more forceful tortures like the rack.
Many prisoners dared not experience that and would crumble at the mere sight.
There are only one or two examples of prisoners who didn't talk while on the rack.
Not Guy, though. Talked for England, he did.
Well, wouldn't you?
God, yes! Have you seen Guy Fawkes' before and after signatures?
Like Bilbo signing the wedding book at the end of the night.
Bilbo on the espresso martinis. Now that is torture.
After torture, Fawkes gave himself up.
Tweet! Tweet! Tweet, I'm a bird!
Catholics rule.
Protestants drool!
Catesby?
Winter? Thomas Winter?
No, it's Robert Winter, Robert.
You really do sound the same, Robert.
Who do you mean? Me?
No, Robert Winter, Robert.
Is that you, John Grant? Heavens be praised! Have you got the goods?
Stocked, locked, and ready to rock. All the guns are at my gaff at Norbrook.
Right, lads, we push on. I know Fawkes wasn't the most garrulous of blokes, but the thought of him staying silent is, a bit of a stretch.
Too soon, Robert.
Of course, sorry. Been a hell of a day. Dealing with a lot here.
Okay then, Robert, let's join up with Digby's hunting party. My brother Thomas should be en route.
Rookwood will meet us there with the brothers Wright. Thomas Percy and Thomas Bates should be there already.
What about Robert Keyes? Robert.
Gone to ground. Rookwood overtook him before he reached me. Keys in the bowl, lads. We push on regardless.
Okay, Christ. Okay, we join up with the hunting party and we spread the rumour that the king is dead. Whip the Catholic community into open rebellion.
Great! Great! There's still a chance.
Robert Catesby was blind to one vital fact, that he was an outlier in Catholic society.
Rebellion? The Catholic community doesn't fancy it. Not one bit.
Catesby only has like a rabble of 40 guys tops. They ride from estate to estate, preaching rebellion.
When Catesby claims the King James is dead, the Catholics are horrified. They don't want the king dead, they're loyal subjects.
Why, Catesby? Why? Who will now rule?
My God, what have you done?
We've suffered so far and so much. What more is to come?
Heavier recusant laws and mass imprisonment, that's what.
Legitimate concerns. On the 6th of November, for fun, let's say around the time Guy Fawkes met with King James, the plotters raid Warwick Castle for supplies. But, unfortunately, are turned back because the entrance fee is just too steep.
Catesby gives his manservant, Thomas Bates, a letter to be delivered to Father Garnet, warning him to make like the Pope's representative mate and leg it.
On the evening of the 7th of November, the remaining plotters reach their safe harbour.
Holbeck House on the Shropshire border.
The property of Stephen Littleton, a member of the hunting party who hadn't abandoned the cause.
Sha! Ah, ye Catholic gads, what a storm! Huh. Why, this is always rain on me!
Is it because you lied to the Catholics about the king being blown to smithereens?
Oh, get off my back, Jack!
Oh, it's Kit, right? Jack's over there.
Where?
All right.
Okay, I get that you're both here. Nobody cares anymore. My God, this is demoralizing.
Then you're not going to like this, Robert. The powder is knackered.
Define knackered, Percy.
It's as wet as a winter befitting your name, Robert.
I'm Thomas. Robert's over there.
Where?
Stop it! Everyone just pack it in, will you? I'm tired and disillusioned, and I just want some good news about our weapons and kit, right?
Well, it turns out what I thought was a plague is just an itchy armpit, so you know, good news.
By the heavens, Kit! Go and tend to the horses, and tell your brother Jack to get a fire going.
Right.
Just get out.
I think he's in here, Stephen.
Robert Catesby?
Ah, Stephen Littleton, my deliverer.
There's no need for that, Robert. I'm happy to house your party.
Did I hear the powder is bang average or what, yeah?
Wet as winter.
Well, can we not dry it?
What option do we have?
Where's your munitions, fella?
I'm afraid Fawkes was taken.
Leaving us light on a very particular set of skills.
Did someone say mad skills with a Z?
We're not mining for compliments now, Percy.
I can do this, Catesby.
Fine. What you got?
What dries out a wet kit?
Oh, I know this, the maid.
An older brother with a can-do attitude?
Heat and where is right.
Just through there to the left. Oh, God, now I'm at it. Jack's through there making a fire. Percy, you brainiac!
No, Robert, please. I can't bear to hear it. But just a little bit more. Go on, a little bit more.
Are you sure this is sensible?
I agree with whichever Winter just said that. Gunpowder and fire together. I'm getting an uneasy feeling.
Yeah, I'm getting something too.
Dry gunpowder. That's what you're getting, Winter. Now, come on. Yeah, that's it. Good. Space it out, lads.
So, in nice big piles like this, Percy.
Good people, well done. Don't be shy, Grant. Really get it near those flickering flames.
I'm not being shy, Percy. It's just that the fire is awfully spitty and I don't want to hole my doublet.
You want to be able to hole your enemy with musket fire, don't you?
Yes, I suppose so.
Excellent. We'll have this powder dry before you can say...
Ambrose Rookwood couldn't stable a horse better, and oh my God, you're drying gunpowder by a naked flame. What is wrong with you?
A bit long for the cat, Kit, but it'll still work.
My eyes! I can't see!
Was that John Grant or Percy?
Who called me? I can't see a thing!
No, I can't see a thing. I'm blind.
I'm gonna go turn round in this powder smoke. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. We are forsaken! God is punishing us for our sins! Blue powder!
That's right, listener. They tried to dry out the powder in front of an open fire.
No one died, but John Grant is blinded as the explosion goes straight into his eyes.
The rest are singed and somewhat pale and interesting looking, but not dead.
They set out to blow up a religious ideology, but almost blew themselves up instead.
For a 17th century mindset, this is a sign that God is no longer on their side. Through powder, God is giving them a good telling off, and they are totally down in the dumps about it.
Robert! Wake up, Robert!
No, Mother, no. I want to go to school today. What? What time is it?
It's morning, Robert.
I was having a lovely dream, Thomas. Remember the 5th of November, when we blew up that Scottish pretender?
Well, it's November 8th, Robert, and all we managed to blow up was John Grant's face.
It's not fair.
No, not anymore.
What do we do next?
We mean here to die.
Well, I think that's my cue to make like the Pope's, mate. And...
Oh, just go, Littleton. And anyone else who wants to. Go on. Now's your chance. I don't care anymore.
My brother Robert and half-brother John have accepted that offer.
John Winter? There's a John Winter. Oh, what a shame that we didn't get to meet him, because there wasn't enough people in the gang, was there?
Is this thing on? Oh, yes, there it goes. Attention, Catholic plotters. This is the Sheriff of Worcester and his posse. Throw down your arms, you are surrounded.
Crikey, that was quick. I say! You got here awfully quickly.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Aren't you the pizza we ordered?
Fawkes gave up Catesby. Robert Catesby.
I don't know anyone of that name, sir. Or Fawkes, come to think of it. But give me a holler, yo, if the pizza turns up, would you?
Oh, hang on, it's just arrived. Did you order from Papa John Johnson's?
Oh, damn it. When did he start talking?
About the time you were robbing Warwick Castle.
Wait, that's just under 2 days ago.
So?
Are you saying that in just under 2 days our names were given, arrest warrants issued, word reached you in Warwickshire, and you had a chance to put together a posse of,
200 men.
Thank you, 200 men, fully locked and loaded, find our safe house and surround us?
Yes.
Seems legit. Tell Robert Cecil that you'll never take me alive, copper!
He's not here.
He's everywhere and you know it.
They're digging in, I reckon, Sheriff.
Oh, it looks like there's a few scrambling about outside, sir.
Who?
Thomas Winter and the Wright brothers, sir.
Well, call me when the big dogs arrive. I'm off to give Cecil's memo. So you want to squash a plot, a beginner's guide, another once-over.
Yes, sir. Musket men, to me.
Yes, sir.
Take aim.
Who are you aiming at, Edward?
I'm just happy if it goes straight, Edward.
Fire.
Pew, pew! I'm mortally wounded. Nice shot, Edward. I couldn't hit a barn door. I'm no good at all at this.
Yet, Edward. You're not good at this yet. Keep trying.
Kit, no. Oh, no, Kit.
Wait, didn't he just say he was mortally wounded? Hang on. I'll try again.
Oh, I too am mortally done for.
Oh, they were brothers, Edward.
Right.
Yeah, them.
There's another one, lads. Fire.
Okay, boss.
Meow. Meow, you brought me arm.
Oh, Oh, so close, Edward. See, you're getting better.
Oh, let me have another try. Let me have another. Oh, he stumbled back inside.
Catesby, the Wright brothers are dead.
And with that awful tortuous wordplay. What's up with your arm?
Broken, Robert.
Who's left after the Wrights? Last one now.
Aside from us, Percy, John Grant, who's blind, and Rookwood. Where's Rookwood?
I'm outside, Thomas Winter. I'm just... Oh, my leg.
Oh, that's another one, Edward.
Excellent progression, Edward.
Christ on a bike. That just leaves...
Me, Robert.
We should have gone to Ireland, Thomas Percy.
Ireland's no better than here.
That's all you know.
Name me one thing.
They worship the correct god in Ireland.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
That's right, smart guy. So we wouldn't be outsiders. And they ride horses. And they got plenty of miles to hide out in, and a similar climate. Nice beaches, you could learn to swim.
Swimming's not important. What about the Holy Communion?
Easy, ripe, and luscious.
But it's a long way, though, isn't it?
Everything's always got to be perfect with you.
I just don't want to get there and find out it stinks, that's all.
Will you at least think about it?
All right, I'll think about it.
Ready? Now, after we... Wait a minute.
What?
Winter! You didn't see Cecil out there?
Cecil? No.
Good. For a minute there, I thought we were in real trouble. Right! Catholic glory!
Here they come, sir.
Just like a Catholic to bring a sword to a gunfight. Men, prepare to fire.
Okie dokie, boss.
You got this, Edward?
Fire!
My neck! I've been killed instantly.
Well, that's Thomas Percy gone. Excellent shot, young man.
Oh, my general body area! Ow! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Though I suspect not for that long.
No way, Edward! You got Catesby too! Two of them with one musket ball!
OMG, this is the greatest day of my life, Edward! Oh, wait, he's dragging himself away!
Don't you worry, soldier. He's not coming back from that.
Ow! Shot so bad. Must reach chapel. Die before correct God. Pride it for you, Big G. But I hope his death is theatrical enough for history books. I bet even Cecil would admire this framing. Speak well of me, world. Well, I mean, as long as it's... Did you say Robert Catesby, the incomparable Catholic icon, went out like a boss, didn't he? And now to clutch a picture of the Virgin Mary to my breast. Where is it? Yep, got it. Right, time to die like a martyr. I'm coming, Big G.
You see, Edward?
Dead, beggar.
Say what you will about Robert Catesby. He did indeed go out like a boss.
That he did, Captain. Right then, round up the injured and send word to Lord Cecil that it's done.
Sent word before we even got here, Sheriff.
God, we're efficient. Go us.
The injured trio of Thomas Winter, John Grant and Ambrose Rookwood are taken to the tower.
Thomas Winter is put in the cell next to Guy Fawkes.
Robert Cecil reportedly had the jailer eavesdrop on their conversation.
These are written down and presented as evidence.
The other plotters are eventually rounded up.
Robert Winter and Stephen Littleton are rumbled by a cook while hiding out at the home of Stephen's uncle, Humphrey.
I Got the Keys, I Got the Secret is a smash hit in Northamptonshire as Robert Keys is identified and captured.
Thomas Bates, not long after legging it from Holbeck House, was taken along with Everard Digby.
Reportedly, Digby had left with a view to handing himself in and admitting his crimes.
The other plotter to eventually admit his involvement was Francis Tresham, but a urinary tract infection found him before justice did, and he died in the December of 1605.
News of the plot spreads to every parish in England.
Hastily printed prayers flow forth from every pulpit, and the mood of the Protestant victory sweeps the land like some sort of safely organised and administered anti-Catholic rave.
The plotters' desire to relieve the pressure on Catholics backfires. Suspicion of Catholics is now widespread.
All Catholics are now terrorists and seen as the idle hands of the Antichrist.
Imagine all the satanic terminology, listener, as the Catholics are penalised, restricted, and harassed.
Harassed is such an ugly word, Bob. All we in the government are trying to do is round up the dark forces behind the plot in an efficient manner.
Oh, hey, Robert Cecil, by dark forces do you mean?
Jesuits, Uncle Bob. Jesuits. Father Henry Garnet, remember him? He hid in a priest hole for 8 days before we efficiently found him. He's scheduled to be hanged, drawn and bantered sometime next year, penciled in for the 3rd of May, 1606.
The remaining plotters spend the winter of 1605 in the Tower, awaiting trial.
It gives us time to get those confessions edited and published.
A sensational story to be gobbled down by a ravenous public, eh?
My God, yes. Francis Tresham would have loved it. And bing bang boom, the official version is born.
The plotter's trial takes place at Westminster Hall in January 1606.
Like you struggling into a new sword belt, Bob. It's part trial, part shouting, all drama. The revulsion of the plotter's actions are used to reinforce what it's meant to be English and the divinity of the king's person.
This seems to be working out well for King James.
Oh my, yes. The plot was great timing for him. This failed attempt blessed him with a godly seal of approval, which he'd dine out on for the rest of his reign. Why don't you silly boys join me for the execution, Have you ever seen a man's futile struggle with the inevitable?
Just Uncle Bob and his sword belt.
Good morning, folks. My name's John Ball, and I will be your execution fulfillment coordinator for today. Hello. Right, lads, couple of things. You are all not to be fulfilled on the same day. Some of you will copy today, the 30th of January, 1606, and some of you will pop off tomorrow on the 31st. But seeing as we are up against it, we'll do you all in a bundle. Rightio, we'll take a register then, shall we? Want any of you naughty Catholics skipping this service, eh? Right then, Thomas Winter.
Here.
Excellent. How's the arm?
Well enough to write and sign a legible confession, it seems.
Well, don't you worry about it. It'll mainly be your neck doing most of the heavy lifting today. Robert Winter.
Present.
Oh, wait. Are you two brothers?
Aye.
Oh, these little I know these little connections. I'll live for them. Knew it. FYI, we've got your half-brother John Winter, scheduled for execution in Worcester on the 7th of April, 1606. So that'll save the old Easter card expense for the fam, eh? Ambrose Rookwood?
Yes, sir.
How's the leg?
Better, sir.
Good. We'll only need you to use it to mount the scaffold, as we'll be dragging you to the place of execution. You know, lay you down, as you ain't supposed to pollute the air that normal upright people breathe. But you'll be dragged by horses, though, Rookwood, so that'll be nice for you.
Oh, yes, sir. Every cloud.
John Grant?
Who said that?
Good. Thomas Bates?
Here.
Great. Now, as you're a lower class of person, Bates, we'd usually execute you separately from the others, because they're as gentlemen. But seeing as we're on the clock here, we'll do you now. Right. I've got the keys.
You've got the secret.
Love it. I love me a 90s house decat. And I love the fact you've still got a sense of humour, Robert Keys. And finally, Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Fawkes, looks like my job is mostly done with you. And a heads up, no pun intended, Francis Tresham will not be joining us due to a hurty wee, though his body was thrown into a hole on Tower Hill. But do not fear, his head, along with Catesby's and Percy's, will be joining you. Oops, spoilers. Little joke. But seriously, we're chopping your heads off. The sites for your fulfilments are the Old Palace Yard, Westminster, and St. Paul's, both within sight of Parliament. And for the purpose of today, neither will be specified. Right, let's get you laid down, you lazy bunch of traitors, you.
Come along, you silly boys. Ah, smell that fresh air. Perfect for a bit of hanging, drawing, and quartering. Oh, I do so love Gallows Day.
Otherwise known as Gala Day, Mr. Cecil.
Well, from now on, I love Gala.
Oh, snap, Mr. Cecil.
No, here they come. Come on, then. Let's get them freed from their murderous desire.
First up, looks like, it's Everard Digby.
Shame about that one. Moneyed. Educated.
And for his last words, Everard Digby has composed a poem.
Ugh, changed my mind. Kill him.
Who's that which knocks? Oh, stay, my lord, I come.
Right, that's enough of that, please.
God be praised.
Is that... Yep, that's Robert Winter mounting the scaffold. Praying quietly to himself, I see.
Makes a change from his trial. Loudly begging for mercy he was.
John Grant next.
Cooey, Granty, up here. Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. How rude of me.
Oh, come on, Cecil. He's about to get executed.
Hasn't confessed, though, has he? Confess, Grant, you guilty beggar.
I am guilty of a conspiracy intended, but never effected.
Rubbish. Goodbye. At least Everard Digby had the decency to confess. Should have probably sat through that poem. Next.
It's Thomas Bates.
Oh, gross. I hate it when my gala is stained by the blood of the lower classes.
Yeah, man, Thomas Winter does not look good. A very pale and dead colour indeed.
Hello, Tommy. How's the arm?
This is no time for discourse. I am come to die.
Consider yourself fulfilled.
Kicking on through now, eh, silly boys? Can I smell horse? Oh, and failure.
Any words, Ambrose Rookwood?
Only one's a repentance. God bless the king, queen, and their royal progeny, but spoil all the pottage with one filthy weed. Please God, I beseech you, make the king a Catholic! Psych!
Extra hang time for him, yeah?
Very good, sir.
Oh, here comes Robert Keys, the grim-faced coward.
Well, he's taking to that ladder courageously enough, though.
Wait, Keys. Wait. I've got a pun for this.
Something about losing your keys.
What?
Later, sucker!
Oh!
The halter snapped.
Now that's pretty brave if you ask me.
Come here! No, don't stop running! Stop it! Stop it!
And here he comes, the big Fawkes finale.
Oh man, he looks weak.
We were very efficient.
Come along, Guy. Let me give you a hand.
Very kind of you, for I am super weak.
Any last words?
I beg forgiveness of the king and the state.
Oh, wait, no, stop there, please. I don't climb so high now.
Beg forgiveness, while keeping up my crosses and idle ceremonies' sake.
Oh, that's Catholic stuff.
I made you look.
Oh, Mickers, he's dead, sir.
Curses! How can a dead man suffer the drawing and the quartering, Oh, what a total anti-Christ Max.
You want me to, chop top anyway, my lord?
Yes, sure. Why not?
Don't be so glum, Cecil. You got to see them all die. Even if a couple of them did mess it up for you.
I know, Bilbo, I know. And you know what? They were brave. They died as they lived, as Catholics, with prayers on their lips.
That's pretty big of you, Cecil.
It's easy to be the bigger man, Pear Bear, especially as we're going to use forks as a stick to beat English Catholics for generations to come.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think I've had my fill of galas for now. Let's get out of here. Wait, where's Bilbo?
He's off getting re-educated as we speak. The good thing about Catholics is they never take the lapsed ones off the list. And we have all of the lists.
Well, okay then. I suppose 25% losses are acceptable in a time of strife. Come, Bob!
No, he was hauled away, bragging all the while about his cool Catholic priest parachuting in on D-Day. If only he'd kept his mouth shut. He'd had the cold, calculating brain of a Protestant spy master, that one.
Oh no! Poor Bob!
Oh, don't feel too sorry for him. He always said he wanted to be taller.
Well, let us take our leave then, Tombo. Where's Tombo?
Probably at Catholic Mass.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Oh, you do know, Pear Bear. He's probably at that church for which he faked Catholicism so he could get married in that cool Catholic setting for free.
Having attended a C of E school, I wouldn't know.
You sung at his wedding.
But I hated every minute of it. And that priest's banging cassock was murder on my poor eyes. I mean, like any good Protestant, I can only handle a narrow spectrum of grey.
You celebrated a Catholic union. Take him away.
No, please. I felt my spirit wasting away throughout the whole demonic event. Please.
So there it is, dear listener. God smiles on Protestant Stuart England. We didn't just foil a plot, but found concrete and irrefutable proof of God's hand in English Protestant history. A string of handy deliverances. First, Queen Elizabeth delivered us from Bloody Mary, who burnt and murdered us poor Protestants. Queen Elizabeth then faced down the next great Catholic threat, the Spanish Armada. Again, God intervenes by blowing a divine Protestant wind, which scatters the Spanish ships. Another miracle for us Protestants. And now this, the Gunpowder Plot. Let us take this for what it is, deliverance through divine intervention. So let off those fireworks and burn those guy effigies. Mine's a spiced cider, if you please. On behalf of the Silly History Boys show, they are, other than being in extreme pain, obviously, as always, sorry.
There we go, folks. That was the full explosive Gunpowder Plot cut. Written, produced, and voiced by the Silly History Boys. Now, as this is a mega cut, I'm not going to go... There's so many voices in it. Let's just say that all the voices were ably performed by your dear Uncle Bob Rope Bond, Stu the Pear Bear Perry, Tombo Tomfool Furmore, and Will Uncle Bilbo Tristram. Thank you to ZapSplat for sound effects and music. Extra music thanks to the wonderful Scott Buckley and the wonderful Doug Maxwell. If you've liked this supercut and you want to chuck us a tip like be better, do less supercuts, get over to Ko-fi, the Silly History Boys show, and chuck us a quid. All right, see you later, bye.